Hello and welcome to All Things N.L. East. We are back.
We're back.
With another off-season preview going team by team in the NL East.
This is our second show of the week.
It is our second show of the week. This is awesome.
We're back to back.
We did the Nationals. Recorded on Monday, released it today on Wednesday. Today's Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday.
We are recording.
Good job.
The Mets. Yeah, I messed it up last time. We're recording the Mets off-season preview.
The Mets.
Anything? How you been, Kaden? Let's start with that. Oh, before you answer, shout out to the people behind the glass because I never shout them out.
We gotta.
Shout out to Mr. Apiro. Ray's here today helping out, and shout out to Sam, who's our Swiss Army knife secret weapon.
Sophie as well.
Oh, Sophie as well.
Sophie's always
I couldn't see her.
The glass.
Sophie's always there.
Big props.
Shout out to them. They help.
All of them.
They help the show be produced and happen. So that's awesome.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, man.
Of course. So, anyways, how you been, Kaden?
I've been great. I've been a little less great because there's no more baseball to watch, but
we're still talking ball.
We're still talking ball. We love talking ball.
We're still talking ball. All right, so let's go right into it. A lot of managerial news, but we won't go out to the NL Central because this is not all things NL Central. This is all things NL East.
There's a show for that, probably.
So the Mets missed out on Craig Counsell, but they hired Carlos Mendoza.
Yankees bench coach,
Venezuelan former Yankees bench coach, but he's a baseball lifer. So a little bit about him. He's played 10 years in the minors as a player and was in the minors as a coach for, I think, a decade. He's been coaching. Worked his way all the way up to the majors. Also coaches in the Venezuelan league in the winter and during the offseason. 2 seasons as a manager there. Was the bench coach for Venezuela in the WBC. This is the Mets' fourth managerial hiring since they fired Terry Collins after the 2017 season. So their fourth manager since 2018. And the last 3 didn't last more than 2 seasons. So Crazy. Not a lot of luck, not a lot of success for the Mets in the managerial position. And a little bit on something else on Mendoza. It's a little similar to the Luis Rojas hiring, someone who looks like is going to be good in the clubhouse. Baseball lifer is going to be able to have relationships with the players because also he speaks both languages. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be working for him and has been the serving manager, the acting manager for the Yankees a few times because Boone gets ejected a lot and he got suspended once as well. So anything on that? Or you want to go straight into
I don't know. I'll say one thing, and it's really convenient for that guy. He doesn't have to move. It's just right across the borough. Just skip over Manhattan. You're
take the subway.
You're in Queens.
Yeah, it's pretty convenient. And he's gonna be a manager in the big media. At least he's been next to Boone, and he has an idea on how to handle it.
Another big piece of news that came out of New York Mets news sources recently is Steve Cohen is buying 50 acres of land surrounding Citi Field that he wishes to renovate into various different things.
He wants a park. He wants
book.
A sports book
and a casino.
Yes,
that's Hard Rock. The Hard Rock.
That's
brand.
Awesome. Let's get the picture up. Look, Steve Cohen casino. Whoa, it came up as a casino. $8 billion, 50-acre investment around Citi Field with casino. Hard Rock partnership.
Yep.
This is insane.
Dude, it is. And think about it. And then New York City FC, the New York MLS team is going to be moving in right by him too. So that's more traffic being brought to the Citi Field area.
This is the map.
This is what it's allegedly going to look like. But it's just, it's obviously it's going to take a while, but when this gets done, that's a huge improvement.
Bars and restaurants, sports book, live music venue, solar panels on structured parking, hotel towers, gaming facility, tailgate park, conference spaces, public plaza, Queens food hall, and community space. Community athletic fields, playground, renovated accessible train station, and bike paths. So Steve Cohen putting back into the community. And also putting some money in his pocket because he's putting a casino in there.
No, that's going to be super profitable for him. And it's also just great for the area. I mean, if you've been to City Field before, surrounding
Yeah,
the
not the
stadium,
yeah, it's not the best.
there's not really much there.
Yeah.
So, a big addition should bring some more foot traffic, more people traffic around the City Field area.
And not only is he active as an owner in this space with construction and bringing
Hmm.
in stuff around the stadium, he's also active in paying players.
He is extremely active in playing
Paying
players.
players, which
They
they come
have,
into the MLB with the highest payroll in baseball.
guess what they do?
They go 75 and 87. They
Mm-mm.
were ranked 18th in OPS. They had a 238 batting average, which ranked 25th in MLB, 19th in MLB in ERA. And the problem was also the defense, 23rd in outs above average and the runs prevented. Outfield defense was a big problem. Infield defense ranked about 18th, 17th in most categories, which is pretty mediocre, a little bit below average. But they made some trades at the deadline, which
They
got them,
sold at the
yeah,
deadline.
and they indeed did. And that
Who would have thought?
their farm system went all the way up to 7th in baseball, according to Fangraphs. So really bad season for the Mets. And
I
I've
don't think anyone was expecting that. Even the most diehard Mets haters at least had them,
Caden,
in the playoffs.
Caden,
Manny.
you are a diehard Mets hater.
I know I am, and I had them in the playoffs. I
I
had
actually
them.
did.
I had them coming second in the division, finishing above us. I'm a hater, but I'm also realistic. At the same time.
Yeah, well, a hater would have probably been more realistic, or like a hater with a that would have said they would have been bad. That was actually the real thing.
Crazy
But yeah,
stuff.
7th farm system according to Fangraphs. They got Acuna's little brother, who's their top prospect in the Max Scherzer trade because they ate a lot of Scherzer's money.
Hmm.
So Texas kind of got him, they barely
Dude,
pay him. They also got Drew Gilbert, center fielder from Houston, in the Verlander trade.
I
Two big
f-
prospects.
I forget exactly what it was, but when they made that trade, the ESPN notification that I got,
It was nuts.
it was crazy because it just said Acuna. It didn't say the first
Acuna.
name. So
That was definitely on
so
purpose.
everyone thought it was raw. Everyone
There
like
was no way though. There was no way.
I know, but I just I didn't know there was another Acuna, and they had to know what they were doing with that
Yeah.
one.
I mean, going up and down this farm system, Ronnie Mauricio's probably going to get an extended role. He's listed as a utility here,
Hmm.
switch hitter. Has a lot of potential. They signed him since he was very young. I feel like he's gotten an MLB The Show card since like 2019 and future stars. And Acuna should be up by 2024 as well.
Hmm.
Maybe Drew Gilbert, if he rakes in Double A, might see him this year listed as with an ETA of 2025 though. And those are for now the three big names. I don't think Kevin Parada is going to get called up anytime soon
No.
because he's a catcher, and Alvarez is awesome. And speaking of Alvarez, he was kind of their one bright spot going into the year. So let's look at the team needs. Nemo's locked up, but you could definitely say they need an outfielder. DJ Stewart made a lot of starts in left. Right now, he's listed as their projected left fielder. Starling Marte is in and out of the injury list. He's also 35 years old. Someone that might get traded this year, I'm not sure, though. You could say maybe they might look for some corner infield help. Brett Beatty has been kind of a bust, although it's harsh to say that, but he hasn't been great. They kind of have no bench. You could say Guillorme's there and Narvaez are their only two solid bench pieces. Narvaez is just a backup catcher, though. It is what he is. And in the rotation, no more Scherzer, no more DeGrom 2 years ago, no more Verlander. This rotation is
I mean, that's
depleted.
just a name. Like that's three names that
Yeah,
everyone knows.
that everyone wants. And their rotation right now is listed as on Fangraphs in their depth chart. Kodai Senga, Jose Quintana, David Peterson, Tyler McGill, and Joey Lucchesi. I think they're at least going to fill two of those spots up with different guys.
I think they have to, and they have the money to do it. Do we want to talk about who we think they're going to sign?
Yeah, I'll just go over some potential guys that I wrote down here that I like for them, and then I'll give you who I actually think they're going to pick up. So I said this. I think they need two starters, an outfielder, and a bat first third baseman.
That's
I think they need
fair.
another bat. They need someone. You could also say they need another contact bat outside of that. I don't think they might not go after. I think they expect Mauricio to kind of slide in and be that, or Acuna to come in and do it. So I just said, I mean, Candelario's a fun name, switch hitter. Justin Turner reunion seems pretty cool. He's a good veteran, but they're
Hmm.
already old. I don't know if they're gonna go there. Maybe they throw money at Matt Chapman and just sign him to a big deal, lock up a great glove first third baseman who can also hit a lot. He could hit. And then in the outfield, Duvall is a potential guy. Pollock, Jock Peterson, Teoscar Hernandez. I just wrote a bunch of names down here. Who do you think they pick up? Position. Let's go position. Do you have a position player, or just you just went
I
strictly
was
pitching?
bigger on the starting pitching. I got three starting pitchers, but one of those starting pitchers also hits the ball.
No way. You think they get Otani? I think they'll go after him, but I don't know, man. Otani, that's a big one. You think they get Otani?
I don't think it's unrealistic at this point. I know that there's what, like 5, 6 teams maybe in the race, but I don't think anyone would be like blown out of their mind, shocked if the Mets somehow pick up Otani. So I think it's important to note, he's a great hitter, phenomenal pitcher. He leaves an open spot on your 40 man because you can have him as both. So I think he's a worthwhile pickup and something the
Yeah,
Mets with how much money they like to spend. I think that's something they could do.
yeah, for sure. Look, when it comes to Otani, I'm a big Otani. I mean, who isn't a big Otani guy and a big
Hmm.
Otani fan? I mean, he makes if I'm a New York team and I'm looking to make an investment in a player and I'm just looking at the business side of it, Shohei Otani is a great fit because he brings a whole different level of media attention and marketing where you literally get an international market
Oh yeah, no, it's
in
crazy.
Japan.
The Angels games have like Japanese
Yeah, and they lost
ads
they're
on
going to
the.
lose all those sponsorships. They're going to lose so much money. Even though the Angels weren't winning, they were making a lot of
Oh
money because
no,
they got good fans.
he's an extremely profitable player.
Yeah, they
So
have good fans, and you sell jerseys in Japan. Like, just think about that's a whole other market. They're already in LA. Imagine
mhm.
New York. You're already in New York. The Mets sell tons of jerseys as it is. They bring a guy in like Otani. It's gonna be crazy. I mean, when Hideki Matsui was here, we were young when that happened, and he won World Series MVP in 2009. There were Hideki Matsui billboards everywhere, and there's a
Yeah,
big Japanese market in New York on the East Coast.
yep.
In this part, I mean, I just think it would be awesome to see. I just don't think it's likely. I think there's going to be someone else that throws in more money at them, at him. So I don't see Otani. I love it. I hope it happens. But I think it's more likely they get the other big Japanese starting pitcher.
I don't want it to happen, man. I'd be scared of an in division Otani.
Yeah, that would be
Do
nuts.
you want that? I don't want
I
that
don't want that either. And for our show, that would be great. I want it because for our show,
for
that
the
would be
show,
awesome.
but as a Phillies fan, I don't want
Yeah,
them.
the fan in you doesn't want it.
No,
Yoshinobu Yamamoto though is the
Yoshino.
next big name out of maybe the biggest starting pitcher name because we don't know if Otani's going to be a starter for the rest of his career. Definitely not in 2024. He's great, man. He has electric stuff. He has great command. He's a better prospect than Kodai Senga, and Senga came in and dominated. He came a little older,
Yep.
obviously, but this guy, I mean, has a bunch of. He has like 4 or 5 pitches that he throws with great command and has electric stuff. He's been great since all the way since I think is he coming out of high school? I don't know. No, he played in the MPB. He
No,
dominated.
he
He
did.
dominated in the MPB as well. So I think they go after him heavy. He came out and said he wants to pitch in a big market.
Yeah.
Do you think they pull the trigger and the Mets are the team to finally to get Yamamoto?
They can certainly afford him. I'll say that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's in the question. I think they do. I think especially if they don't get Otani, he's someone they'll be looking out for. A 1.48 ERA in 164 innings with 169 strikeouts on the Oryx Buffaloes.
Yeah, he's
Crazy
gross.
stuff.
He's gross. He's gross. When it comes to the Mets, they'll definitely I don't want to repeat myself a lot. They'll throw money at him. I don't think they're gonna go that route though. I think they're gonna try to do something like kind of like the Rangers did, where they kind of bought a lot of starting pitching that maybe not everyone was high on,
Yeah.
but they got so many innings eaters that even at the and at the deadline as well, even with the injuries they had dudes that were able to carry them through the regular season and eat innings. I like Giolito on that team.
Okay.
I think Michael Lorenzen is a Met. I'm gonna save this because I think he's gonna be a Met.
Hmm.
He's a he's good in any clubhouse you put him in. He works hard, great clubhouse presence again, and he's gonna eat innings. All star in 2022. Whether you think, I mean, in 2023, obviously he didn't have the best numbers, but threw a no hitter for the Phillies. I think the Mets go out and get him.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Montgomery's an interesting name, someone who can handle playing in New York. Kenta Maeda, maybe. We're going a lot of Japanese, but he's going to be dirt cheap.
Hmm.
If he stays healthy, we've seen what he could do. Maybe not the best 2023.
Going back to outfield, Teoscar Hernandez. I just want to put that name out
Yeah,
there.
he's a big one. He's definitely a big one.
DH potentially, somebody. What am I saying?
Yeah, I mean, Teoscar is big power bat. Good year for the Mariners. They need an outfielder.
258, 305, 435.
They're not gonna. I don't know what they're gonna do with Marte though. Is he gonna play most of the games? I don't think he's really tradable. He hasn't been. He wasn't great. His contract is a little high. A lot of rumors out there saying Jose Quintana might get traded.
That would be
He's owed 13 million this year. They just signed him. He's had a really that would be a really bad Mets career. He barely played. I don't know. I think he stays. I'm just gonna go out and give you the guys that I think they get. So I think they get Giolito, Michael Lorenzen. Let's go and Candelario. I won't even mention. I don't know. I feel like if they get an outfielder, is that me saying too much? I gotta save the guys some guys for the rest of the. I mean, Candelario to actually no, never mind. They got Jake Berger. I was gonna say the Marlins, but I don't think so.
I love Jake Berger, man.
Jake Berger is awesome.
I'm a big Jake Berger guy.
Yeah, I'll say. Let's go to their farms. So Acuna is a middle infielder.
Yep.
They'll probably slide McNeil to the outfield. Acuna at second. This is probably what they expect to be somewhat the team by September. So Acuna at second, Lindor at short, Pete at first. I don't think they're gonna trade him. We haven't even mentioned that. That's another guy in trade rumors. Pete at first, Beatty at third. Do you think maybe Acuna learns how to play third?
I wouldn't be surprised if Acuna is down to learn how to play third.
Yeah, 100%. He's a young guy. They'll move him around. McNeil played third as a rookie. I don't know if they'll do that. You could put Acuna at third, McNeil at second, Lindor at short.
I'm
slide in one of the outfielders. Yeah, I
mean,
don't think they go off.
They have a couple ways they can piece together this puzzle. I'd be shocked if at least one of them doesn't work.
You know what? You know who I love for this team? Whit Merrifield. He's pretty old, but he's a good utility option. He has contact and he has speed. They need all of that.
Yeah, honestly, now that you say the speed thing, I wasn't really aware of Whit Merrifield's speed, but yeah, he's
old and they're an old team.
He seems like a good,
but he plays like a young guy.
Yeah,
he plays like a young guy. He's aged very, very well.
He's got a nice little.
All right, so I'll give you my names.
Stubble.
These are my predictions: Candelario, Giolito, Lorenzen, and I'll sprinkle in Whit Merrifield.
All right, I got Ohtani, Yamamoto.
Oh, no way! You think they got both?
And Hernandez.
Oh my gosh! You think they got all three?
I think they're getting two of the three of those. I don't know what combination of the two of the three of those it is. I'm saying they get one, at least two of them.
So Teoscar. So okay, Mets fans, listen to this. Teoscar Hernandez, Yamamoto, and Ohtani. Two of them are yours. I could see Teoscar and Yamamoto. I could definitely see that happening. They would just be throwing money out there again.
Me too. And honestly, do I think the Mets have a crazy high chance of signing Ohtani? No, but I don't think anyone does right now, and I gotta put him somewhere. So I'm putting him with the New York Metropolitans.
I could see. Okay, so the Dodgers, I feel like have been setting up to sign Ohtani for years. That's why they let Seager go, they let Turner go, Bellinger go. Muncy they extended, but other than that, they've only paid Freeman and Mookie the really big contracts. They have space for Otani, but if they don't like Otani's, we don't know what's going on with his. It's his second Tommy John. We don't know what's going on with the rest of his career as a starter, as a pitcher. The Mets can be the team that just says, we're going to take the risk. We're going to throw a bunch of money at him.
Steve
We're
Cohen
going to
can
go
afford
for
it.
We're going to go for it. I don't know. I think they said, Cohen said something along the lines of they after the trade deadline, maybe they're not looking their World Series window. He said something, either they're looking to compete in 2024 or like their World Series window is like 2025. So that's why I don't know. It would be tough. I think they give Giolito on like a 3-year deal. I know he had a horrible second half, so that kind of works for the Mets because they get to give him less money. Like maybe like a Candelario, and then I like Merrifield. You can move him anywhere. I like that, but I don't. They might go big too. It's the Mets. It's Cohen, and
He's dropping $8 billion on.
he's dropping $8 billion on the city. He's incredible. He's awesome.
He's
I
what
hope they
all the managers need
even
to
though
be.
I'm a Marlins fan, as a baseball fan, I hope they succeed because I feel like every owner should approach their job as an owner the way Steve Cohen approaches being the owner of the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
So I really hope the Mets succeed.
Me too.
So I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them to have not just to be in the news during the offseason, but to actually get the guys they need and succeed this year. Maybe a trade happens. I mean, we'll see. Brett Beatty's probably an interesting piece. Maybe they move Mauricio. I don't know. We'll see. It's definitely interesting. Or like, what are the odds Acuna and Mauricio are in the infield? If they want both of them in the infield by September, it'd be Mauricio maybe at third, Acuna at second, Lindor at short, Pete at first. You move McNeil to left field, maybe. You sign someone to play right, which would probably be like, let's say, Whit Merrifield, because I don't know about Marte, man. Either way, whoever you put on the bench there is not a bad bench piece when healthy. They're probably looking for versatility. We'll see, man. They're an interesting team. I could talk about them all day, I feel like.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Certainly the most special case we have in these
In this
5
division.
teams, the number one payroll that doesn't hit 80 wins.
We haven't talked bullpen. Edwin Diaz is coming back. They
Edwin
missed him. That was
Diaz.
a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's making a crazy difference if he does. He's maybe like a 4 or 5 WAR guy
That's pretty high for a closer.
in a good season. I mean, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here just to show how they still would have had a horrible season. if it wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's such a different type of tone. They just didn't play hard this year. That was the issue. Showalter said.
Yep.
They looked like a weird team. They had to trade a bunch of guys. They had a good roster. I mean, they just didn't mesh well.
Nope.
I think Edwin Diaz is going to help. And when it comes to bullpen, they might sprinkle on a couple of guys. But as long as Edwin Diaz, Brooks Raley are doing well, and they also had a few guys here like this guy, Sean Reed Foley, who's been around the league a little bit. He didn't have a bad year last year. Like random guys like he didn't pitch that much, but still random guys just show up in the pen and just pitch. That's why I don't go too deep on bullpens and stuff. The White Sox were supposed to have like the best bullpen in the league in 2022, and they were
That did
not
not
good.
happen.
They were not good. So yeah, we done or anything else on the Mets?
I think that is it for the Mets. Next up, we got your boys.
My Marlins. So I might come in a Marlins jersey. What is that, Monday? Dang, while before we record.
Dude, we're hitting 3 school days in a row.
We're gonna have to. It's busy time.
Busy time.
Off season goes by quick.
Lot to talk about.
Off season goes by quick, and then we'll do this all over again when the off seasons are done, and we do a little
circle back around.
Little projection on what we did, if we got any of our predictions right. But yeah, that'll do it. Thank you to everyone behind the glass. Thank you for everyone for watching. Follow our Instagram, follow our TikTok,
and our Twitter.
Hit the like button.
Oh no, we don't have Twitter.
Twitter doesn't even exist.
It's
have a blessed day. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Have a phenomenal day, everybody.